Hey guys, Jim back here with you with another video. Vintage pocket knives. They're my favorite. It's a little bit of history. I love the craftsmanship and the quality of them. I love the different variations on the bone and the jigging and the color. I love to find them and love to pick them up and have them as part of the collection. Love showing you guys too. So I'm going to show y'all some vintage pocket knives tonight. Hopefully, you can tell by the thumbnail, these are pretty old. And if you've got any information on some of these you can help me out with, let me know. I've been going through some of my resources and books and things to put dates and things with them. But just love showing these old pocket knives, guys. I hope you love watching it and seeing some of these old knives. And let's get to the video. To the channel. Vintage pocket knives, my favorite. You could tell that by the title. Let's just jump on in. I'm a big fan of vintage pocket knives, and there was a collection that through an estate, unfortunately, that had opened up, and I was able to bid on a few of the vintage knives that were in that collection. I feel like I got some pretty good pricing. Vintage knives are my favorite. I love bone. I love red bone, the brown, like in this. The vintage bone is my favorite as far as a handle material. So felt very fortunate to get to look at some of these and been able to purchase some of these. But welcome back to the channel. Appreciate everybody's support and checking out the videos. Going to try not to keep it too long, but so there's a few of these I've been able to identify approximate ages and some model numbers. Some of these older ones, it seems like they don't have a model number on the blade, but that seems to be typical, at least my experience has been with some of these older knives. But wanted to show these to you guys because I like seeing old vintage pocket knives and the different handle materials and the manufacturers. So I want to show these to you all for that reason. Also, if you have information on these knives, holler at me. My email's in the homepage. I love getting feedback. Put it in the comments. I've got a couple reference books that I use. This is one that I bought when I bought that. I've got a video where I bought a decent sized collection out, and this book was included. This is a great reference book if you can find it. It is sort of a pricey book. I don't have the book like Knife Doctor's got. I'm trying to track one of those down, halfway reasonable price. But Jim Parker, no stranger to the knife world, published this book. This has been out, I think, since the 90s. Yeah, 1997. And I didn't realize this, but this apparently was autographed by Mr. Jim Parker. So it makes it even cooler. This book goes for a fairly decent amount on eBay, so I'm happy to have it. Anyway, it's got some really good reference. This deals with more case and bulldog type knives and things. And then the book that I use the most for this, because I only have one case knife in this lot, is this knife book, Bruce Voiles. This one is a great reference book. I'm sure a couple of the other guys out in the community. This is an older book as well, from the late 90s. I think this might be like a 94, 95 book. This one is the one I use more than anything. This has got, it's got tons of reference. Kataragus, Winchester, Remington, case, of course. This has been, I use this book more than anything to help, and it's got pictures and diagrams and schematics, but there's a lot of great reference books out there. These are just a couple that I have. I've got 2 or 3 reference books. So that's what I tried to use. So if you guys have information on these knives that you can holler at me, shoot me an email, yeah, I would really appreciate it. So let's jump on in, because I don't want keep everybody too long. So the first knife we were able to pick up, and this is I believe this is a 21269 is the model number. This is an old CATTARAUGUS. This took me a while to find the information on, because I kept putting in a Coke bottle and center swell, and I found some knives in that reference book that were close, but apparently, if from what I've been able to find, guys, if you go in and to the search engine and type in CATTARAUGUS 21269, I think it'll bring up Stag, and I'm thinking that that's what this handle material is. Now, guys, these are old pocket knives, and you know, CATTARAUGUS is hard to date. Because just with the logos and things. This knife has definitely seen better days. There's been some pitting there. Like I said, this came right out of a collection. You can't see it really good there, but the Little Valley, New York logo, the CATTARAUGUS logo that we know, it's on there. There's definitely some blade play on this. I'm not planning to try to beat and bang and tighten on this to try to get... This knife is just going to be loved, known, and put up, because it's probably right at that 100-year-old mark, if not a little older. But even, you know, it's clean, but I mean, like I said, it's got some pits. And I'm a CATTARAUGUS fan. I've done feature some of those in my videos, and it's a jackknife, but I mean, it's still got decent into the half stops, decent to close. I've not done anything to these knives. I need these. I think I oiled one of them, but these really need to be oiled. And I mean, it's not a bad knife at all. If I really wanted to carry this, yeah, I could probably crimp the bolster, you know, repeen the pins, do all that. But this is going to just be one of those knives that I hand down, and hopefully my kids will see it and say, man, Pop's had a cool old CATTARAUGUS knife. And guys, it's a beautiful knife. I would love to have this knife, you know, in mint condition, but it is what it is. I'm happy to have it in my collection. It's just an old pocket knife. It's got a little split there, a little crack there, but the knife is there. It's a beautiful pocket knife. So 21269. I know the approximate time range that CATTARAUGUS was in business. You know, if you guys have a better way of dating this, or have an approximate date, put it down in the comments. Shoot me an email. But yeah, that's the first one, and you'll see a common theme here that the gentleman that had these in his collection, like I do. So then a lot of these are jackknives, center swell or you know, swell in jackknife. So this one, this is a Remington, and I'm thinking this is going to be from the late 30s to early 40s. There we have that logo there. This knife, I mean, a little bit of blade play, but not a lot. The blade is all there. It's got the swedge, a long pull, nail nick. Like I said, this one needs to be oiled. It's got some blade. You know, you can hear that snap, guys. Good half stops. The bone on this one's in really, really good shape. I mean, just check that out, guys. I just don't see stuff like that, even from GEC. I know I love GEC. I've got some GEC stuff. I mean, check that out. It's just beautiful. I know Rasmussen's Castle has had some knives like this on his channel, and I've oohed and awed over them, and I'm happy to have a few in my collection. That bone is just a thing of beauty, and good into the half stops, and plenty of snap. I don't know. I might put an edge on this thing and carry it. It's a beautiful knife. I'm thinking with that logo, this is the one I've not been able to find a model number on yet. I'm going to go through the book and try to figure it out. But it looks like a, you know, jackknife, brown bone, beautiful clip point, beautiful knife. There's a look at that logo again. It's the Remington UMC in the circle. And yeah, it's a beautiful knife. So I think I've got a pretty good idea of the model number on this. Not found a model number on this one. And this one, man, I'm telling you, golly, if I, out of all these, except for the case, out of all these, this is probably one that could most definitely be carried. Very, very little amount of blade play, but it's a beautiful knife. This is a Winchester, and I believe I've got this one nailed down as a 2950, model number 2950 jackknife, brown bone. I was thinking one of these had a little bit of a chip in the bone. Sorry guys, I was just wanting to look at that. No, that one's still pretty good. This one, yeah, the brown, I mean, there's little splits. Now, you know, I think it was like an approximate 20-year time period from like 1919 to 1943 that Winchester they were making their own knives. And I'm pretty sure that's in that time period between 1919 and 1943. But I mean, it's good into I did oil this one. I mean, into the opening, into the half stops. I mean, golly, I mean, yeah. I've not done anything to this one other than oil it. But if you happen to see this in one of my carries, don't be surprised and don't think I'm crazy. But this is just right up my alley. Vintage bone, just a beautiful pocket knife. So a Kataragus. We had a Remington and this Winchester knife, and this one is the first one I'll ever have a representation of in my collection. This one is a king cutter, Simmons king cutter, and y'all know about those guys. The logo is not going to show up very good, but maybe you're right there. It says E.C. Simmons at the top, king cutter. I've not dated this one yet. I know it's pretty old, pretty good on the blade play. I love that sort of the way that blade sort of takes a swoop there at the end. A little bit of swedging there. Just beautiful carbon, great into the half stops. I need to oil this one as well. Pin blade. Still that same jig brown bone, beautiful bone. Now this one does have a model number on it, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's a 2108 king cutter. Another jackknife. Common theme of that beautiful brown bone. So yeah, happy to have that one as well. If you have any more information or have a way to date those, a reference, let me know. I'm going to try to pull up some more information on that. Then this is the second Remington that was in this group. Now this knife was, out of all the knives, this one was the one that had the chip in the bone right there, and I didn't see it when I bought it. It's okay. This is probably, I'm thinking, from that late 30s, early 40s time period. There's that Remington UMC there. You can see that a little better. This one has a different date stamp on it. So I'm thinking this could be 30s to 40s. I'm thinking that the other Remington was maybe just strictly a 30s knife. But anyway, like a cigar type knife. Love the shield. Almost like a hot dog shield. The bone on this side, is in really good shape. It's just beautiful, even with the little chip out of it on this side. Guys, I'm tickled. These are going to get a little bit of a spa treatment, not too much, but to get them cleaned up. There's not really any rust. They just need to be tuned up just a little bit and be oiled and get some pop back, a little more walk and talk into this. But just a beautiful Remington pocket knife. This was a model R3443. R3443. So yeah, happy to have that. And this one's the black sheep out of all this. This was like one of the last knives that came up for bid, and I think this is like it's X's under, and I think it's a 40 to 64, but I think it's a 35 pattern. This is the 70s model, 35 and a half, and there's a lot of similarities there. When I look up the 35 pattern for case, that's what I find. If you guys think it's something different, let me know. This one, that the half stops are okay. This one, I really should have oiled this. It's it's definitely been used. It's not got in and out of the half stops as good, but it does have, you know, some good walk and talk. It just needs to be oiled. But I want to get in here and show you guys this knife. So I couldn't find any markings for model numbers on these blades, pin blades, but definitely been used some. Like I said, it needs to be oiled there to get some snapback. Nothing on this one either. And I think that my experience has been that it's usually on that age span 40 to 64, that this is probably closer to that 40 mark than the 64 mark, with that being true. But it's that rough black, and the handle materials are in really good shape. The knife's in really good shape. You know, this could be have the edge touched back up on it and carried. And I love these jackknives like this. So who knows? This one might see some pocket time. I think out of all these, this one and maybe that Winchester definitely could. But it's just a good group of old pocket knives, guys. And these are my favorite. I've done a video on my 40s to 64s. And when I did my vintage pocket knife video, if you want to go back and look at it. But yeah, this was some knives I was definitely happy to pick up through that auction. If you have any information about them, put it in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoy these old pocket knives. You know, CATTARAUGUS and Remington and Winchester, and King Cutter and Remington and Case. I do. I certainly love sort of having a part of history in my collection. So thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Remember, what you're carrying today, you don't have to carry it alone. Our EDC is never meant to be more than we can bear. We have a friend in Jesus that can help us bear what we have going on, guys. Thank you for watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one.